Welcome back. The author of the Sahara Testament has been formally presented as the winner of the 2013 NLNG Prize for Literature. Mr. Tade Ikpadeola won $100,000 for his book of poems, beating two other shortlisted finalists to the prize. The presentation ceremony, which took place at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Victoria Island, Lagos, had top executives of the company and literary icons in attendance to celebrate the winner. Our correspondent, Oreoluwa Shonibare, files this report.
The celebration of literature is the celebration of life. And for 10 years, the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, LNG, has brought life into the nation's literary space. Here at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Lagos, the company is formally presenting the winner of the 2013 Prize for Literature to the public. Tade Ikpadeola, for his book, The Sahara Testament, which fetched him a mouth-watering $100,000.
The winner of the prize for 2013, which we are here to present today, has been very highly praised both by the local and the external judge. And this opinion is bound to be shared by anyone who reads Tade Ikpadeola's The Sahara Testament.
Gathered to witness the event are students from various schools, book enthusiasts, and literary icons who have made their mark in no small measure in the book world. One after the other, accolades are passed on the writer's prowess.
I am happy that Tade Ikpadeola won this prize. I know how he struggled and asked and abandoned his lawyer's duties in order to be able to write this collection. At last, poetry has come out of this exercise.
Then it is time for the presentation. By appreciating works of writers in various genres of literature, prose fiction, poetry, drama, and children's literature, the LNG, through this prize, is flaring inspiration that hopefully will burn in the hearts of future generations. Oreoluwa Shonibare, reporting for Channels Television News.
Promasidor Nigeria Limited has introduced onga in cubes about 10 years after it entered the seasoning market in Nigeria. The managing director, Keith Richards, who in the company of other officials unveiled the product, says it's a result of research at different levels to satisfy the Nigerian market. Onga cubes is introduced in the classic and chicken variants.
Yellow carpets, a blend of flavor and aroma, and the smiling product ambassador Kate Henshaw announces a special event for onga seasoning. Inside the hall, the fact that it's a brand associated with foods has been smartly included in appearances, but more importantly, this event is for another innovation of Promasidor Nigeria Limited, as they introduce, in addition to onga powder, onga in cubes.
We will onga cubes, the onga classic, regular onga cubes, and we have the onga chicken flavor. We're launching in pouches of 50s for the chicken and 50s for the onga cubes. And we have a lot of stuff for our consumers.
In celebrating the new product, the company promises its usual quality and affordability in its efforts to listen and act according to consumers' demands.
Stew is very popular, but it's often used in things like moi moi and jollof rice. And the consumers said to us, in their soups and stews, they still wanted to do their traditional way of using a cube. So we listened to them, And we said, well, we're not just going to do any cube, we're going to listen and learn and build on the experience that we have with our powder to bring out a cube that everyone is going to just love.
We did nothing less than 8 researches, consumer researches, nothing less than 8 at every stage of development. This is a product we develop from scratch. Following consumer panel, we use a panel of consumer every time to go back and check, have we done this right? They said, no, you've not done. We go back, we tweak, and then we take it back to them. We did due diligence on this product.
With its classic and chicken variants now in cubes, Promosidor is saying food is not just to be consumed, but really enjoyed.
A leading oil and gas company, Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited, is set to bridge the infrastructural gaps in the petroleum downstream sector. The company aims to do this by developing an integrated petroleum product handling facility at the Lekki Free Zone in Lagos, which would eliminate the problems of berthing vessels at Lagos jetties and ensure efficient discharge of petroleum products. Officials of the company paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Transport, where they highlighted the details of the project.
For years, Nigeria has faced infrastructural deficiencies in the oil and gas downstream sector. The problem of logistics in the downstream sector has severely impacted the distribution channels for petroleum products, making it ineffective. One need look no further than the operational nightmare of berthing a vessel in Lagos jetties. But Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited is set to bridge some of the infrastructural gaps in the petroleum downstream sector. President Goodluck Jonathan has approved the proposal by Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited to develop an integrated petroleum product handling facility at the Lekki Free Zone in Lagos, which would help petroleum marketers discharge their products efficiently. With this in mind, officials of Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Transport to show appreciation to the federal government and give details of the project.
So the cube and the intensity, in fact, of the cube that is noticeable in our various jetties across the country is going to be, upon completion of this project, a thing of the past. This SPL, indeed with the pipeline of about 11 kilometers and with a storage capacity of 600,000 metric tons, we're able to discharge 100,000 metric tons of petroleum products within 48 hours.
The Minister of Transport said Nigeria stands to benefit tremendously from the project.
On our part, the ministry, we shall give them all the necessary backing and the support to ensure that we succeed in executing this project. I believe that the construction of this facility is going to sufficiently transform the logistics supply of oil and gas within the Lekki Free Zone.
Besides attending to the supply chain infrastructure in the petroleum downstream sector, the project would also address one of the major problems in the country, unemployment, with the creation of 5,000 jobs.
First Bank, truly the first.
Well, for more details about business, here's Joke Rogers.
Thank you, Bimbo. Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's economic growth is predicted to grow by 7.3% this year, up from 6.4% in 2013. According to the latest economic forecast by the International Monetary Fund, the country's economy will improve further in 2014, driven by agriculture, trade and services. Also, consumer inflation is expected to end the year at 7%, down from 7.9% in 2013, continuing a 2-year downward trend supported by the CBN's tight monetary policy. In the meantime, the World Bank has approved financing to further support secondary education programs in Lagos State through its International Development Association, the IDA. The IDA credit of over $42 million is in addition to an original credit of $95 million, which covered 620,000 students in Lagos State between 2009 and 2013. The bank says this has helped increase the number of poor children with access to quality secondary education, while technical college graduates from low-income backgrounds found it easier to get jobs. The federal government plans to sell 90 billion naira in treasury bonds at its third monthly debt auction for the year on March the 12th. The Debt Management Office says the bills will have maturities of 3 years and 10 years. Using the Dutch auction system, the debt office will issue 45 billion naira each of the 3- and 10-year bonds, maturing in August 2016 and March 2024. Well, Harriet Agbe joins us now with a summary of today's stock market trading.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. After 3 consecutive days of losses, key indicators ended the week flat. The all-share index and market capitalization rose marginally by 0.02% to end the week at 38,952.47 points and 12.51 trillion naira respectively, as some blue-chip stocks continued to record shortfalls. Now, investors gave Nestle, Guinness and Unilever the cold shoulder, but Nestle was the heaviest loser for the day. The equity lost almost 25 naira from its share price, while Forte Oil added 9 naira 61 kobo more to its share price to lead 27 other price appreciators, including Total and Flour Mills of Nigeria. With over 62.01 million shares traded, Cornerstone Insurance was the most actively exchanged equity for the day. And when market session ended for the day, 342.18 million shares had been exchanged by investors in 4,138 deals for 3.21 billion naira. Well, those are the day's trading figures. I'm Harriet Agbini.
Thank you, Harriet. That's it on Business News. On the news at 10, Bimbo returns shortly.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, the league management company weeds out 2 clubs from the Premier League for failing to meet minimum registration standards. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.